He deserves a full hesed that will yet gather and hear from the guys and get a chance. What I want to share, we sang is Ka'ech Seif, and I want to say to the guys, there was a sefer that Rabbi Oberlander was very, very into, Yeshivas Shalom. He has a picture in his dining room. All of us were that many einigs. My children were talking in the car today after we were not in his dining room that we were there many, many times. And the guys here, we were here from the least, the guys there. We were there, we slept in their house many Shabbos. We were zeichet 2 Shabbos to sleep by the Feiler Mishpacha, by the Katzes, by the Crones, and we would go to the Oberlanders, the Suda and the Einig Shabbos in his house. And he handed many of us Shabbos Kodesh. His Avodah on Shabbos was uplifting. The Einig Shabbos was both normal. His son Akiva doing card tricks, Maisha done card tricks, a nice, delicious food. It was uplifted. The Ka'ech Seif at that Einig in Yeshiva now. At the time we didn't sing Ka'ech Seif. We every week sing that song now, Ka'ech Seif. And I have said to the guys, a Bacher started it, but I've reminded the guys many times about Rabbi Oberlander's Ka'ech Seif. He was very into the Sefer in the Yeshivas Shalom. At the time, I didn't know what to say. I knew it was from the Slonimer. It's only in the last 2 years that I'd become very attached to that Sefer. Rabbi Oberlander was into that Sefer for years. Svarim tend to have one theme. If you read Svarim, there could be many topics, and the Slonim are the many topics. If it's fair, if somebody could say 8 out of 10 pieces, he speaks about Shabbos. Any topic he talks about, the Slonim, he brings back the Shabbos. I don't know if if this holy, precious person got into Shabbos from the Slonim, or because he was into Shabbos, he got into the Sefer. I don't know. What's pasha to me is that he handed, there are many, many of our homes that have Shabbos, a dahaibin, an elevated Shabbos, and in his home we sang Ka'ech Seif. Sometimes a youngster will say, I'm Shomer Shabbos. Rabbi Oberlander taught us to crave, to want Shabbos. His kids said over at the house that they said over at the house that on Sunday already he would prepare the candles for Shabbos Kodesh. But they saw in the home, and we saw somebody who loved Shabbos. For the first many years of the Masifta, he ran the Shabboses. He handed us Shabbos. And the Shabboses were dahaibin. They were very, very, very elevated. The difficulty of his loss is something for each of us. We're processing and grieving and feeling. There's some comfort. He was nifter on Shabbos. There was no other day that would have an attachment. Yidden and Shabbos are a shidduch. That was his day, Shabbos Kodesh. And Rabbi Oberlander, all of us owe him a tremendous amount. And all of us, in continuing his legacy in our own homes, sing Smiras, enjoy our families, bond and elevate and connect, of course, to Hashem on Shabbos. And that's a gift amongst the many, many gifts that he handed us, but maybe the most precious gift for us all. I have Guy Shoshan is one of the Talmidim that we'll get yet to hear from, and we're going to gather and speak about our Rebbe, about this holy person, this precious person. But I have tremendous nachas. Guy is a Rav and has taken over a Schneller of his wife's Tata Zatzal, and Guy has taken over, and I appreciate his Talmidim having a Shabbos Schneller. It should be a full-time Zach Beis Hashem, that a close Talmud, Shabbos, any one of us could say, anybody who was at that Einig Shabbos could say it's impossible that your Shabbos has not been affected. And amongst all the gifts we owe Rabbi Oberlander is the gift that he gave us. Amongst all the gratitude is for handing us Shabbos. I wanted to sing one more song, one more Shabbos song together. It's praise for Eretz Yisrael. It was composed by our Rebbe's friend Reb Baruch. Rabbi Sunshine asked Rabbi Levin to compose words on a song on these words, and it's a prayer for Eretz Yisrael. But I want to use a Shabbos Emer, because when I think of him specifically, Shabbos comes to mind. So if we could sing together Chazek, another Shabbos song, Lili Nishmas, if we could sing together. Chazek Kirasi Keleloi Everything's hashgacha. That you're honored right by this is that a Talmud of his. There's a truth that he built the Sifta. It's a truth. And a Talmud's honored who was there right at the beginning and gained a lot and grew a lot and continued. The way he stayed on it wasn't a siach das from guys, from people. Stayed on it and stayed on it. You're an Avis, you're a speech in itself. And it was, to me, I wanted Talmidim to speak at Levi. I don't know the Cheshbainis. But they spoke. You speak. Your essence speaks about a person. It's a tremendous impact on us all. Amazing person. You were honored. It was. We had the last night. We had done the graduation before. We would have canceled the graduation. We usually do something with Rabbi and the night after we canceled. It wasn't. It's not where any of us are right now. To me, that the dinner honored a graduate, a Talmud movement, because we stayed close. Everything is Hashem. Everything is exact. There's a chizuk, there's a nechama in the exactness. And the nifter on Shabbos, that was obvious that was going to happen. If you get a chance, everybody should learn to see the shalom. It's a hard sefer, but it was his sefer. And the Talmid Mukir should start giving books. He's busy with Shabbos day and night. I tried the last 2 years to learn to see the shalom, and I saw the sefer from Rabbi Oberlander. Somebody in Yeshiva, a parent was nifter on Erev Shabbos. I was close to the parent and very close to his children. And I went into Shabbos very, very shaken. It was nifter Erev Shabbos, and I went into Shabbos very tumbled. And to me now, to see the shalom is something that I feel I can go into Shabbos, see a piece. So I said to myself before Shabbos, I usually learn it Shabbos morning. I'm doing it before Shabbos. I need some Yeshivas. The first piece, that parsha. The first. Not the second, not the first piece. He says that the Gemara says somebody who's nifter Erev Shabbos is a siman yafel, is a good sign. So he says, what's the pshat? So the Nesiv Shalom brings from the Baal Shem Tov. It's a siman yafel. We don't get to choose the day. So he says that the avoid of a year, there's a guy in Yeshiva, the second guy this year. Shabbos lives in the Yeshiva. The guys have an attachment to Shabbos. A guy in Yeshiva said over, a guy who has a beautiful attachment to Shabbos, who's echsai for Crave Shabbos, said that he has a custom that Erev Shabbos he writes a list to Hashem with all his sorrows, all his difficulties, and he throws it to Hashem and he goes into Shabbos b'menucha. He And a guy this year, again, not knowing the other guy said Erev Shabbos, I go on a walk, he doesn't write, and I tell Hashem my problems, I go into Hashem with calmness. Neither of them knew, but their neshama knows that the Baal Shem says Erev Shabbos, a yid should be mace every Erev Shabbos, give it up to Hashem. Shabbos is b'china emunah, to live with Hashem. Erev Shabbos, you have to prepare to enter such a kodesh, such a makom kodesh. So you give it up. You have to give up and throw up your thanks to Hashem. So it's always mace in Erev Shabbos. It's siman yafui, because that's the task of yid in Erev Shabbos. We saw Emunah. You heard his father speak by the Lefaya. That's the Emunah we saw in my Oberlander on Emunah Pshuta. Real faith. You see where he gets it from when you hear his father when you speak to the Tata. We saw an Emunah, we saw you who lived Shabbos, which is that Emunah. He departed from us on Shabbos and he handed us Shabbos, he gave us Shabbos. This year is the year of Shabbos. We didn't blow the shofar, we had Shabbos. We didn't shake Ul of the rice, we had Shabbos. Am Yisrael was thrown into a difficulty on Shabbos. Hashem's pointed to Shabbos. We lost the precious person who taught us Shabbos. Let's be mechazik in Shabbos and let's take comfort and solace in Shabbos Kodesh. Beautiful bond with Hashem. Baruch Hashem should send a nechamah to his mishpacha, to all the Talmidim. He should be a meilitz yoshev for mishpacha, the Talmidim, for Kol Yisrael. Thank you, Ari. Thank you for accepting. Wow. Thank you for accepting. Very cool.